Hi Sagittarius, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Sagittarius Tarot and another reading. This reading will be focusing on how the energy presiding right now, a little bit before and after, right? Like give it a couple of weeks after from whenever you're watching this reading. How is it affecting you? So first of all, we're gonna take a look at which area of your life is affected by this and see where the reading takes us from here, right? So here with me is the Shadowscapes Tarot. Let us look at which area is affected by this energy. And so it is the Two of Pentacles. So this talks about a choice. But it's not just a choice, it's actually you juggling that as well. So this is like, if you're entertaining an idea, it's already taking time and resources from your life to entertain it, right? And at the same time, you're still doing something else. So this has to do with priorities, with time management. This has to do with your resources as well. Like, where do you put your time, right? Where do you put your effort? Where do you put your money? Where do you put your energy? And it has to do with your stability and security as well. And your physical energy too. All right, let us clarify it with another card just to have a little bit more details about this. So you get with it the Five of Swords in reverse. And I love this because this is like, you're being honest with yourself. This is what I like about this card, because here you're no longer sort of going to be in the future like lying to yourself or sacrificing something without knowing how much you're sacrificing for it, or doing something while convincing yourself that as much as it feels detrimental to your own health or well-being or whatever, like that it's the right thing to do. You're no longer doing that, and that's great. That's great. So this is bringing you a lot of clarity in terms of that, and I think it's going to be bringing you a victory that feels good instead of a victory that used to feel bittersweet before, right? Because when that energy is upright, usually sometimes we go about things doing them, and then we end up either hurting ourselves in the process or others. And with this energy now, this is why you're trying to juggle all these things, because it's like finally a decision of yours about doing this the right way, in a way that both benefits you, benefits others, and just keeps everyone happy. And so it's a tricky balance, and that's why I see you juggling here, right? With all of these pentacles, like these two pentacles, right? You're doing a lot of that. I like this. Now with the Voyager here tarot, we're gonna look at how each one of these energies is manifesting in your life. Like, what does it bring, right, to the table? We're going to take a look at two energies, because whenever we're dealing with energies, there's always yin and yang, there's always positive negatives, there's always two sides of the same coin, right? It's always the relational energy between two entities that we deal with in our lives. And so we're going to take a look at two aspects of this energy that you're dealing with right now to have better understanding of what's going on. And so the first energy is the Eight of Worlds, and this includes, this talks about change. And so here, right, in the first element, there's imminent change. Change is happening, and you know that it's happening, and you want it to happen. And you know that automatically when that happens, this is going to change many things, and you're going to have to deal with the consequences, the fallout, the results, whatever is going to come from this. But this is like more feels like a cyclical change, like something that you knew was gonna happen. This doesn't feel to me like it's something that was forced upon you. This is like, you know that you implementing certain steps or taking certain choices is going to lead to a change, and once that change happens, you're gonna have to deal with whatever comes afterwards. And again, this is the world, which is the pentacles, which is the physical world. So we're still talking, like everything is aligned, talking about your finances, your pockets, your bank account, or your time and resources, your efforts, your physical body too. So if this is talking, let's say, if about your physical body, this would be talking about your health, juggling many things, and you need to change something because you cannot sustain all this juggling. It's putting a strain on your body. So you see, it can be interpreted in different ways, but it's got to do something with the physical, right? Health, money, time, resources. So I'm gonna clarify this Eight of Worlds, this change, and it's, yeah, Hermit energy, see? And I think that, you know, all that juggling, all that looking at things from a different perspective, no longer wanting to do things that are detrimental, choosing this cyclical change is going to require from you some alone time, some hermit energy, in order for you to, you know, have more clarity on how to move forward now that you instigated this change, or now that you decided on this change. And this is talking about replenishing your body, right? It was because it was going through a lot of changes before, or you have been putting it under a lot of strain lately. So the body needs to recharge. The mind needs to recharge. So you need to take a break. You need to take a step back. Your soul needs to recharge. This is you exercising. This is you taking time for yourself. This is you going to the spa. This is you walking. This is you lifting weights. This is you, if we're talking physical, taking care of your nutrition as well. This is you like regulating your sleep hours. This is you stopping like with the multitasking and doing one thing at a time. Stuff like that. This can, if we're talking about money, this could also be talking about taking a step back and strategizing, thinking of all the things one can do, you know, to implement the strategy that will lead you to success. And we're witnessing that today with the Mars and Gemini transit as well. That's gonna stay on till, I think it started in 21st of July and it's gonna continue till the 4th of September. You can see that on my community tab. There was also a lot of talk about love in the community tab today. So loving yourself and loving others, self-love. And there was talks about like partnerships. Okay, and you can see the partnerships in two as well. Sometimes you gotta partner up with yourself or sometimes with others. And so there is this stepping back, right? Gathering one's thoughts, collecting one's resources, and doing all of that, you know, taking a breath, taking a beat, taking a second before the change starts. And so now we're gonna look at the other two, the other energies, right? That are also coming with all of this. So these could be talking about the first coin. Now we're gonna take a look at the other coin. It is the 10 of Cups in reverse, which is passion. So this is when we feel a little bit depleted. Maybe we have done something too much, up to the point where we depleted all our energy and we don't feel like pursuing it anymore. Not forever, but that means we need to take a beat, take a step back. This is also might be talking about something that was interesting you or interesting us for a while, but now we feel we've outgrown it and we want to pursue something else. 10 of Cups is, as well in the traditional tarot, is like the how to explain it, like it's after the wish fulfillment. It is the ideal world, ideal situation, ideal joy, ideal things. And so also maybe another way to interpret this, when this is in reverse, this is talking about maybe you finally realized where are the delusions, or when you were being too idealistic in a certain area of your life or in a certain plan, and now you decided to take a step back, gather your thoughts, and you're gonna try to reach for something that is more practical and is more reachable than this ideal perfect notion that you put up in your head, and that was actually became an obstacle for you. Instead of you reaching that goal, it became too idealistic for you to reach it, which created like very high expectations, leading to frustrations and disappointments. So now you're approaching this from a more practical approach, and you decided, I'm going to reach this just like in a more practical way, something like that. We're gonna know more once I clarify this other card, so let's take a look at that. You have with it oppression in reverse, 5 of Wands. Yeah, this is you doing you. You are no longer subject to hearing other people's opinions about whatever you're gonna do next. You're no longer interested or subscribed to their newsletters, right? You don't want to hear anything but your own thoughts. The Hermit energy. You've heard a lot of yap, and you've also like heard maybe supportive energies in the past and all of that, but you're not interested at the moment, at least, while you're doing this Hermit thing, of people, giving you their opinions, because at the end of the day, it's their life and this is your life, and it's up to you to find a way out of this juggling energy, and you will find the answer within yourself. And so you're unsubscribing. You're no longer feeling pressure from family, from friends, or even sometimes pressure we put on ourselves, because this talks about sometimes about pressure we put on ourselves, like certain expectations, like I said, certain ideals. We're being too hard on ourselves, given our time and resources. We have only 24 hours in a day. We have one brain, we have 2 arms, we have 2 legs, right? So this is just also no longer being oppressed by our own ideals and by our own standards. And so there is a sense of freeing oneself. That's how I feel. You are freeing yourself from that rat race that you maybe like put for yourself. This doesn't mean that like someone had to push you there. Maybe you chose this, but you're finally putting an end to it. You're no longer interested in pursuing this cup of happiness or this financial goal, whatever, at the detriment of your own well-being, at the detriment of, you're no longer interested in it becoming a hollow victory. You don't want that, right? You're willing to settle for a little bit less while creating a feeling of fulfillment inside of you. Very, 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 very nice. Now, since we talked these 2 energies, sorry, I'm just rearranging these. We're gonna take a look of how all of this is affecting, right, you. How all of this is affecting, my dear Saggies. For this, we're using the Golden Tarot, and so let's see how all of this is affecting you. King of Swords. This is you, thanks to all of this, finally being able to reach mental clarity. Finally being able to say no when no is needed, and say yes with absolute conviction when it is needed. This is you standing in your own truth, standing in your own belief. This is you inherently believing that what you believe in, your faith, your beliefs, your ideas, your perspective of the world, is right for you. This is being the exact amount of righteousness towards yourself. And if you look, there's this butterfly here, right? If you look at it, there's a butterfly. That indicates transformation in the mind. These are like paradigm shifts. Shifts in beliefs that would have never happened if you did not go through all of this. And that's why I said that this is a choice, right? So this is why there is no regret here to the period of your life where you were juggling, where you were chasing an ideal over your own happiness. Like when this was all necessary to induce that change, to create that hermit phase, to those ideals were there for a reason, for you to destroy them later on and to be able to find your voice within all these self-pressure and societal pressure. And so finally, I see you here on your throne, following your own truth, and I love it. You are embracing the air energy, and this is very obvious here. I told you about Mars and Gemini, and the swords represents the air element. And so a lot of your actions now are mentally driven and mentally focused. And so this is literally the embodiment of intentions and thoughts being put into clear action plan, Mars and Gemini. Okay, now we're gonna pick another card to clarify all this. Let us look at how this is affecting you, dears. Four of Cups. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie here, but suddenly with all this mental clarity, you cannot help but feel on an emotional level that you're feeling a little bit blah, meh, blasé, right? There's all these opportunities that you used to juggle or that were part of your life that currently don't no longer hold that much meaning for you. And the thing is, you're so much in your feelings without being in your feelings about all of this, that there is an opportunity that the universe is offering you, but you're not even looking at it. You're not even recognizing it. You're not even looking that way. You're just, man, right? We're gonna find answers later on in the reading to see if you should be looking at this opportunity or no, if you just continue to disregard it, because this is something that you need to process first, right? You need to process your feelings of not feeling anything towards everything around you before we move on to that stage, right? So we're gonna take a look at that later on. But first, let's see. We're gonna take a look at one card right here. Wait, sorry. Yeah, from the angels and ancestors to see what's next. Okay, so here you have the medicine guardian, be open to healing information. And this is showing me, this I think goes along with the message I gave you here about nutrition or about your physical body. First of all, notice the green similarities between these two cards and the fact that they were like next to each other. And you have here, he's holding the caduceus. So this is saying if we're talking about physical healing, so if you are coming out of a disease, if you have an ailment, if you have something, you will be able to access the right information, because this is talking about being open to healing information first and foremost. That's why it's the medicine guardian. That means you are going to be led to the right information, right? To the right professional, to the right drug, to the right alternative way, or to the right Western way, or to the right healing way, or to the right circumstances. Everything is going to lead you. The information, the people, the professionals will be accessible to you, and they will help you in this healing journey. We're gonna clarify that also to see if there's another message before we resume the reading. This is like sort of like an interlude in the beginning of the reading. Yeah, stag. And so the stag talks about trusting and thriving. Trusting and thriving. You gotta trust the process. You gotta trust the flow, because you're gonna thrive. So whether the opportunity that was almost missed here, that's what you're gonna find out, or whether this is just part of the process and you're gonna get somewhere else at the end of the reading. This is saying, no matter what, trusting in all of this process, you will thrive at the end. This is a message of confirmation of success. If you watch the shorts of the day, right, you had in the near future and success, which means something is happening, whether you notice the signs or not. It is happening very soon and you're thriving. Go watch that shorts. All right, now let's resume and continue. Let's see what can you do in terms of action, right? To harness the power of all of this energy, right? Now that you have all of this information. For that, we're gonna use the Shadowscapes Tarot. Let's see what can Sagittarius do to harness the power of this energy and make it play for your team. You know, going with the flow, going with the current. How can you harness that power? You have the Lovers in reverse. So this is saying to the Lovers in reverse, for me, talks about, first of all, healing any love blocks or any mental blocks or any karmic blocks. So being open to healing, again, that healing message, whatever, however that works out for you or however you want to approach that. But not only that, the Lovers in reverse talks about you not being fixated to make a choice, right? Because when it's upright, it's like you have a feeling that, oh, I know that this choice is karmic and this is meant to be and this is destined. And you become so focused sometimes that you do not see that are alternative routes. And what this card is telling you, that all roads lead to Rome, right? Like, don't forget that as much as you think that there's one way to reach that destination, there are plenty of other ways that you just cannot see all these possible scenarios, how they can unfold. So this is again a message about trusting that all roads will lead you to thrive. And so what you will do, right, as this position is talking about, what you can do to harness the power of this is to literally trust the process, is to be open to alternative ways, to take the less traveled road, the choice that you never thought might lead anywhere, right? This is just talking about you being open energetically to things, and just give it time. In the near future, there's success, I'm telling you. And so let's see another card for this. Okay. It's the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yes. So what can you do to harness the power of all of this is that, first of all, like I said, in the near future there is an end, right? And the Ten of Swords indicates an end usually when it's upright, but you got it in reverse. So this is talking first that not only the light is at the end of the tunnel, because that's the message for the upright one. When it's reversed, it's like the light is literally shone upon you, right? Like the universe, life is going to show you which way to go, but you just gotta trust that way and follow it. And with this, what to do to harness it as well is that with the Ten of Swords in reverse, this is telling me that what you can do while trusting is to finish everything that is unfinished, right? Any loose ends, they don't have to be related to whatever you're pursuing, or maybe they are. Maybe you just don't know it yet. So what the universe is trying to tell you, what life is trying to tell you here, is that you gotta finish all these little pending stuff, right? If you had like a couple of emails you didn't reply to, you've been like procrastinating. If you had like a couple of things, maybe you procrastinating in housework, maybe in social life, maybe you need to make that phone call, maybe you need to follow up on that paperwork, maybe you need to deliver this project, maybe just this will help you if it is not, let's say worst case scenario, right? In your mind, that's going on right now. This is not related to whatever's going on in the big picture. It's all right. It's gonna keep you busy. It's gonna keep you focused and productive, and it's gonna allow to tone down that overthinking mind, and it's gonna allow you to trust the process while feeling productive and feeling good about yourself. So this is what you need to do. You need to be open to alternative ways. You need to be open to choices that you didn't consider earlier, and you need to finish every unfinished business that you have, because once the change happens, you're no longer gonna have time to tend to this. So that's why it's crucial now to do this, okay? Next, we're gonna be looking at if there's any surprises coming, because you know life, it always throws you like a curveball or like a good surprise. things we didn't expect. And so let's see a little bit of that to be just a little bit prepared, right? Like we're not going to be able to pinpoint it exactly because otherwise it won't be a surprise, but just be prepared, right, for it. So let's take a look at some of these surprises that might be coming your way with the Voyager Tarot. So this is the Strength in reverse, and I think this can be interpreted in a different ways. So first of all, you might be surprised sometimes that you thought you had more inner strength to deal with something, and so maybe you thought it's gonna be easier on you, like on a psychological level or on an emotional level or a mental level, and then it turns out that it is more exhausting than you expected, or it is more draining. But that's all right. That's just part of the process, right? So that's something. This is also something that's saying that maybe sometimes that's why you're going to be surprised. You don't need inner strength. You don't need to tame the beast. You need to confront something head on. This is talking like confrontation, right? Brute force. Sometimes it works. And maybe you're a pacifist. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're so many things and you never thought that this approach is your style, or it sort of gives you results, but you'll be surprised that it gave you results. Like once you do that confrontation, you're gonna get what you want, and you're gonna be like, damn, why didn't I do this sooner? Know what I mean? Okay, let's see what's the other surprise or more about this, right? Tower in reverse. Yeah. I think this is another surprise too. This talks about divine timing. Like just when you expected something to end dramatically, or for something to be a dead end, or for something to topple completely, and when it doesn't, you'll be like so frustrated that it didn't, like you're so wanting it to happen, right? So wanting this to get destroyed or get changed utterly or whatever. And so it dragged and it didn't. And that was the blessing in disguise. And then you'd be like, shit, if what I wanted actually happened, I would have been effed. So that's actually for my own good now. Now I can see that, right? So, and these two are major arcanas. Like you're really dealing here with cosmic intervention on your behalf. I love it. Now, finally, we're gonna take a look at the result of this reading. Let us look, what is the end result from all of this? And you get the 5 of coins. Interesting as a card of results. This is like lack mentality. This is why me, victim mentality. This is not being able to spot that there is an opportunity right there. You're just stuck in your old beliefs. We'll see how it all fits in with this within this reading once I pull the other card. But yeah, the World in reverse. So I think with the World in reverse, this is a very interesting like twist at the end. Plot twist. As much as you'd like this to end, right? This financial struggle, this lack, these beliefs, this hardships, karmically, it is not the time for them to end yet. I think what this is trying to tell you that there is further lessons for you to learn before you graduate into, you know, higher levels when it comes to financial security and feeling secure and abundant beliefs and being more accountable for your choices instead of blaming yourself for others or circumstances and playing victim. And yeah, that's a very interesting like combo at the end, right? You're gonna thrive, right? This is just part of the process. Like I said, we're gonna pick the last 2 cards from the Angels and Ancestors to crown the reading, and then that's it. You have Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. And this is the Magician card. This is telling you that You have the potential to create magic, to realize whatever you want. You just gotta believe in yourself. You just gotta do action too, like with the universe. And look, before I pick the second card, which is the snake, look, there's a pentacle on top of the crown chakra here. So this is telling me that there's a winning idea in your mind. You can conjure up an idea. This is manifesting your thoughts. That's just thinking about a business idea, or thinking about a way to live, or thinking about something, right? And then making it happen, translating it into the physical world. And the magician can do that. He can think something, right? And then make it happen. That's what humans did all along civilizations. They had all these dreams, and that's how civilizations were built. That's how everything happened. It always started with a dream, then ideas put into action, and then manifestation. And so you have that. And we have the snake, which is talking about shedding old skin. And notice that all your angel oracle cards came upright. The medicine guardian, that means you're going to access the healing information, trusting the process and striving, unlocking the magician within, and shedding old skin. That means karmically, you're on the right track. You just gotta trust. Some of this, like here as the end result, these are just lessons that you need to graduate in order to welcome all the abundance that is coming. You cannot welcome it while you're still stuck in that frequency. So before you jump into the next world of yours, right? You gotta put closure to this world. There's still some closure needed here. I love this reading. This has been a very, very beautiful reading. I love you so much, my Saggies.